Hello, everyone. How are you and good evening? Welcome to our first webinar. We apologize for that small delay. We're, accumulating all the people into the meeting. So I'd like to first of all thank you very much for showing interest in attending our first webinar. We basically are looking to do a full virtual introduction to Sortika, including how Sortika works, what it is, and I'm joined here by Gideon Gitonga. Gideon Gitonga is our founder and Chief Operating Officer. Yes. So, we also have one guest attendee in the audience. This is Elvin Shijenje. Elvin is a consultant, and he represents a company called Enterprise Mauritius, which is in the space of consulting people on how to set up the best kind of companies in Mauritius to enjoy the business environment and the tax environment there. So we're looking forward to hearing also a short word from him. So let's get right into the discussion. I'm going to get into the agenda for the webinar so that we can be on the same page on that, and then just get right into it. So we're going to begin with a presentation on Sortika and the workings of the application, what it is in the first place, and how it is of value to the retail market. This is who we're targeting with the solution. So we know about financial inclusivity being a major challenge, especially in this area of the world, to access various kinds of financial services, and also to access investment opportunities that have a low barrier of entry as well. So this is the background to the project, and I'm basically just going to jump into the presentation. So welcome everybody. Thank you for being part of this, and feel free to shoot any questions that you might have on chat, or if you want to be heard as well, I can unmute you and we can have a conversation as well on that. So let's get into the presentation, shall we? All right, great. Okay, so let's jump right in. So we are Sortika, and I want to basically walk you through the application, the solution in a short form. So let's proceed. So what is Sortika in the first place? I'm sure many people have questions about what Sortika is, what it does. So basically, we're an application, and what it is a mobile-based personal wealth management solution that allows customers to create and meet their life goals by utilizing sustainable financial planning and investment techniques. So in essence, we basically have found ways to bring together various aspects of people's financial management process and brought them all down into the individual's hands, so that you are able to take responsibility and charge of all these aspects when it comes to planning, when it comes to saving, when it comes to investments, and the likes. So let's carry on to introduce the team. So you can see on the screen here is that this is our team currently. So we have our chairman, and basically our chairman is Henry Karinga. He's got an extensive background in construction and energy industries, and is also the chairman of HK Construction Limited. We have Gideon Gitonga, who is the founder and the director of operations. We are also here with Isaac Thandeo, who is the managing director of Sortika. And myself, I am in charge of business development. We have our customer care head, who is Triza Wamboy, and her support in relations, which is Mercy Mbogwa, and we have our creative director or our creative officer, who is Bernard Mbao. So we work as a lean team, but we've been able to make some traction on the project. So let me walk you through what this is. So the features of our application are one of the major leading features that we found people finding value with our application is the passive savings function. So what passive savings is in essence, we've been able to connect you making savings with your transaction habits and your transaction patterns. So with our algorithms on the application, we are able to pick up on transactions that you're doing, whether receiving or sending out transactions, any digital transactions. And our algorithm is able to analyze that and then asks you whether you want to put a portion of that transaction. As you can see on the screen, you can determine what percentage you'd prefer. When you set up the application, it's automatically set at 5%. However, you can adjust it within a range of 1 to 10%. So that means every time you're doing a transaction, it'll prompt you. You'll get an STK push. An STK push is in essence a pop-up that will arrive on your screen and asks you whether you want to approve sending a portion of that transaction towards your Sortika savings and investment goal.
Okay.
One of the leading functions on the application that people have found a lot of value with so far is the passive savings solution. So with passive savings, we're able to connect digital spending patterns with the saving that you would like to do on the application. So anytime that you're receiving a transaction or you're sending out a transaction, our algorithms will pick up on that and then give you an STK push, which is a pop-up on your screen to ask whether you want to channel a portion of that transaction towards a savings goal or an investment goal that you create on Sortika, because Sortika is a goals-oriented application. So in essence, we make the process of saving much simpler and much more seamless than you having to go out of your way to go and deposit money somewhere, or maybe even if you hide money under your mattress. In essence, this is the passive savings function, and it's one of our lead features on the application. Yes. So with that being said, let's carry on to the next function, next feature. And this is the savings goals. So the savings goals is
Okay.
in essence where you're able to go and create a goal based on your personal needs. There are three kinds of goals on the Sortika app that you can create, savings goals. One is a custom goal, which could be anything from you have a birthday, you want to save for that, or it could be you want to buy a pair of shoes, or you want to buy maybe a car is that you're saving for. You basically come on the app and you create the goal. It'll ask you what you're saving towards. You also, when it's a custom goal, you just define what the name of the goal is and what it is, and then you'll define how much you're looking to put in, and finally a maturity date, or a date when you'd like to reach that amount. The other goals that we have on the application that you can create savings goals are the utility goals. So these are basically utility-based savings, maybe for school fees, maybe for rent, maybe for payment of a water bill or some sort of the other. Yes, and the final goal that you can create, savings goal that you can create, is a premium goal. So with premium goals, you're able to save towards a car, towards a holiday package. We are doing deals with various companies that will allow you to save towards their products and get them at a discounted rate. Yes, so let's proceed on to the next feature. So the group savings function, which is another popular function on the application. So what this aspect does is it allows for people to come together and create groups virtually. And the purpose of this group could either be to save, to invest, or to do a fundraiser of some sort. Maybe they have health bills for someone they want to sort out, or maybe they all collectively want to go for a holiday. You can create a group and you can set up what the objective of the group is and the target amount for savings that you guys are looking to get into. And we also have functions where the administrator of the group can set up rules on how the group works, who joins in, and all these other criteria that you can control, and how many members that you would like. So this saving is this function we found is actually useful to a number of various purposes. For example, we're going to be doing grassroots initiatives in some areas that we've targeted, where we're actually going to put groups of people together, and we're going to help them get funding for whether it's a farming project, or whether it's for them to collectively save towards something that they're trying to do, or whether they want to invest in its products. And so that's the group savings function. And we're really inviting people to come up with utilities for this service, because it basically allows groups to come together virtually from a distance wherever they are and carry out their savings and investment activity. And then finally, we have the investment goals on the application. So we are now in the process of educating people on how to make most use of this aspect of the application. So what it does is it basically allows you to access investment opportunities, especially in regards to the financial markets. So products, for example, from the NSE, from the Nairobi Stock Exchange, you can actually invest and execute trades on them through our platform. As you can see there on the example, we have licensed companies that are licensed by the CMA, such as Standard Investment Bank. They have a product called Mansa X, and it's basically a product where they receive funds from people and they will trade on offshore financial markets, including commodities, stocks, currency markets, and the likes. And they're able to, provide a decent return. And so what we do is we're able to curate investment products by various companies that are licensed and regulated by the CMA, and we're able to provide access to them and low barriers of entry to them for our users. So, for example, with the Standard Investment Bank product, it has a certain minimum amount threshold that you can invest. So what we're allowing is our users can actually save towards these investment goals. So once they save a certain amount and it gets to the threshold, we can then now activate that investment for them, and they can then begin experiencing the returns. We also have products by Britam as well, who you will be definitely interacting more and more with the Britam agents through our application to find out more information about how to invest in these. And in essence, they provide as a way for you to have your money working for you as you save, as you put it aside for maybe other purposes later on in the future. And then we also have a savings lottery, which in essence is we basically allow people to get into a digitized lottery that we create. So participants, it can be a public lottery, it can be a private one amongst friends. So in essence, it's more of a fun, activity that people can do to, try their luck. So in a public lottery, everyone will get a ticket, and then our algorithm, which we have developed, which our founder Gideon Gitonga developed, is able to mathematically calculate who is going to be a random winner of this pot. So everyone puts in maybe a small amount, maybe it's 100, 100, 100. Then our algorithm will do rounds and land on a completely random person. And this is, based on very complex mathematics, but in essence, whoever it lands on will actually receive the full pot of cash that people have put together. And we found this to be, something of interest to people, especially the people who have backgrounds in betting and all these things. We really want to change that narrative, so that people can actually do it within the context of saving and taking part in investment opportunities, leading to better financial decisions and management. Then our sixth feature is the peer-to-peer lending. So the peer-to-peer lending is in essence a private lending service that happens on the Sortika application, and it happens primarily amongst the users of the application. Sortika itself does not give loans or offer loans on the application, but we allow a mechanism where other users on the application can be able to request and receive loans from each other, and based on their savings and investment activity on the application, the savings and investment rate, they are in essence, we're able to come up with a risk management framework that shows, okay, if this person has sent me a request, what is their loan plus interest cover? I think you can see that on the screen there. Let's go back, sorry. Yeah, you can see that the loan plus interest cover means the percentage of the loan that they will be able to cover based on their savings and investments. So for example, someone sends me a request for a loan. Maybe they want 1,000 shillings, and maybe they've requested, because you can also negotiate on the interest rate. So they've requested an interest rate of, let's say, 5%. So I will go to the request. I'll open the person's profile, and then I'll be able to see their savings and investments background, and also see their loan plus interest cover. And we're also implementing some more visual functionalities to show you how risky a person is to lend to or not. So like medium risk, very risky, low risk, guaranteed, those kind of visual cues that can be able to make it simpler. But in essence, when a person's loan plus interest cover is high, it means then that the likelihood of you getting your loan back is much higher. So you can feel safe giving them a low interest rate. However, if their loan plus interest cover is low, then it will most likely incentivize you to increase the interest rate significantly, because it's your money which is at risk. And so when people are able to do the loan plus interest cover, it's basically a security mechanism for you as the lender. It means that even though the default date arrives, after a certain amount of time leeway is given to the person, you will be sure that your money will be settled back, because their savings or their investments amount will just basically be deducted and allocated now to the person whose loan is pending. So we've found this to be also something interesting for users, because they're able to make a passive income on money that they have on the emergency fund. So the emergency fund is a fund that you create, is auto-created when you set up the application. It's money that is there for a rainy day, whenever you require it for urgent use. So that money, you can take it out whenever you need from yourself as a loan, and you can decide whether you want to pay that loan back with interest or not. It's in essence money that you're just taking from yourself and you're putting back there so that it's used for a rainy day. And the same fund can be used now to generate some income passively through the peer-to-peer loaning service. So let me carry on with the presentation to our additional features. Some of the additional features you can find on the application that will be useful in your financial management process is that you have individual loan pricing. We have the group borrowing function. So that means a group can come together, a group can be set up whose purpose is actually to loan out to people who are members of that group as well. So the saving borrowings, there is a budget calculator and a personal net worth calculator, all part of the budgetary planner section of the app. So here you find that our API is able to pick up on your incomes, your expenses, how much you've saved passively or actively, and it's able to give you a very detailed budgetary plan in regards to your financial spending habits and income and all those things. It'll even help you figure out what kind of debts that you can actually be able to take manageably. And we found that this is a more dynamic presentation of the budgeting function, because it's much more engaging and much more seamless than having to go onto an Excel chart and put in your individual expenses, budgetary expenses. And we found that the more dynamic the process is and the more interactive it is, the easier it is for people to take part in that. And being able to plan yourself and budget yourself properly is part and parcel of having better financial literacy. So if it's easier to do through an application like ours, then we have seen that people are more willing to engage with that on that level. We also have a mobile wallet where you can do your transactions on the application through and do your withdrawals from. And then we have savings points for every saving that you do on the application. You get a certain amount of savings points, and these savings points will be able to, you can redeem them for various items on the application much later on, or you can actually have them translate into cash in your emergency fund on the application. So this is one thing we found has also attracted a bit of interest from people as well. Okay, so the challenges that we have identified that we are looking to solve with the Sortika application is number one, the gross national savings in our country currently is at 4% of the GDP, and we are currently targeting through applications and through solutions like Sortika to basically help in getting the savings rate to 25% of of GDP, which is in line with our Vision 2030 goals. And so we see Sortika being a strong player in the next 10 years in terms of supporting people and allowing people to take part in savings much easier and improve this gross national savings rate. Another challenge is that we're looking at is the issue of low household incomes. We know that 52% of our population currently is at poverty risk, and this is something that we're looking to target and improve over time. Another issue is the subdued earning power, or the basically allowing people to be able to generate income much easier and passively through exposing them to investment opportunities, through enhancing their financial literacy and financial management and technical skills, through our Sortika Digital Academy, which we are in the current process of launching. People can be able to build their business ventures through our digital incubation program, which it actually comes for free. It's a 3-month period. It comes in with a mentor who will walk you through, and it's a task-based program. So it's in essence you and your business growing from this point when you join and the point where you now are through the program. We've literally gone through certain milestones of growth with your business, and we have a mentor who will be able to attend to you at any time. Another challenge is we're looking to improve is bad spending habits and poor financial planning. So we've noticed that a lot of people actually tend to live beyond their means, taking on a lot of debt and taking on more debt to finance that debt, and basically living beyond their means. And we found that if we're able to provide practical solutions of how people can plan their finances better, manage their finances better, possibly even earn passive income and invest, then we're able to provide solutions in that regard. And then final challenge we're looking to address is the general low levels of financial literacy. And financial literacy goes across very many aspects, to how you manage your money, to how you are able to generate income, what are investments, what are financial markets, how are you able to budget yourself, and basically do all these various things that constitute financial literacy. Let's carry on. So the solutions that we developed on the app, one of them is the passive saving solutions, which I mentioned earlier. It's able to make the process of saving very seamless and very easy to do. on the application. Another one is that we're able to provide a very broad variety of investment opportunities that you can access in essence from your phone, and based on your financial goals, your financial, the amount of capital you're looking to put in, and also your profile as an investor, because certain investors are more accepting of higher risk investments, certain others want medium risk, and certain others want low risk investments. So alongside with this, we've also built a robo advisor. So the robo advisor is in essence is able to take in this information about you as an investor, whether in regards to the amount you're trying to put in, your risk appetite, the goals that you have generally, and it's able to now automatically present you with a solution, with an option that is in line with your profile as an investor. So we found this makes the process of taking part in these investment products much easier. And we've also found from our research that a lot of people, they generally want to know the return and the security of the investment more than they want to know about how exactly the investment works and how exactly that money is generated. So we've made the process simpler using our robo advisor. We also have the group savings function. We also have a group savings function, in essence, that will allow groups to come together and take charge of their financial projects as a collective, be able to save together, be able to invest together, be able to fundraise if they need. The other solution is the peer-to-peer lending, which we've seen that it basically allows people a second chance at getting loans. Once they've been listed on CRB, through Sortika, they're able to come and access loans, which are based on their savings and investment rate on the application. So it kind of gives them a second chance. And then our third solution is having a financial literacy education in the form of the Sortika Digital Academy. We're doing this in partnership with the Nairobi Stock Exchange. We're going to be offering a couple of about 8 or 9 different courses in regards to financial management, corporate governance, how to trade, how to, fundamentals of investing, alongside a list of other very interesting courses that we'll be offering. Okay, so the target market that we are looking at specializing on, in essence, is the middle class, and we're looking at the low middle class, the upper middle class, and in essence, people who have around a disposable income or are able to spend about 20,000 upwards on a monthly basis, so that we're able to help them now in terms of how they manage those funds and improve their savings culture, help them access investment opportunities and plan their finances better. So we're seeing the market size in total is about 20 billion Kenya shillings in value, but we're targeting to just access 1% of that market. Our competition, we've actually found that Sortika is actually complementary to a lot of people who might otherwise have been considered competition to the application. For example, investment managers and asset managers. We were able to aggregate these investment managers and list their products and allow our users to take part in these investment opportunities. For SACCOs and banks, we're able to lower their costs, and we complement what they're doing through through our group savings function. We're able to integrate SACCOs and chamas, and we're able to allow banks to basically plug in the passive savings function to and distribute it across to their clientele already existing with the banking apps that they have. So there's very much synergies in that regard. Micro lenders, we through our peer-to-peer lending service, we want to be able to allow third-party lenders and micro lenders and microfinance organizations to be able to plug into the Sortika infrastructure, and through people's savings and investments rate on the application, we want to be able to allow them to access second chances at getting loans from these people and clean up their CRB based on the savings and investment on the application. And groups and chamas, as I mentioned, we have the the infrastructure to accommodate them into the application and allow them to do what they do from a distance and have better controls as well in that regard. So finally, the benefits of using Sortika. One of the benefits is that you get basically practical financial management tools, and these are all available on the application, presented to you in a very dynamic and interactive way. It doesn't require you to go, to separate different spots to do, your saving or to do your investment or to do your management of your cash. We basically bring all these various aspects of your financial life and empower you by bringing them into your hands so that you can be responsible over those things and take charge of them. We also, one of the benefits is also that we do not have any costs for depositing funds. So whenever you get the prompt to put money into your savings goal or your investment goal, depositing money onto the application will not cost you anything. The other aspect is that we're able to provide options of passive income generation for our users, and these are through things like the investment products or through peer-to-peer lending, amongst a lineup of other goodies that we'll be providing in that regard. So we're also able to allow people to access multiple investment opportunities. So these are all the investment products, asset classes that are available on the application, which have been vetted by our custodian bank and also by our partners in regards to the management of these investment schemes. So all of them are actually regulated products that you can access easily on the application. The other benefit is that you can get to enhance your financial literacy and enhance your technical skills when it comes to matters financial management, and also when it comes to entrepreneurship development, based on our entrepreneurship program that we are actually offering for free on the application. And then finally is the convenience of use, the interactivity, the intuitive user interface, and the ease of use to access all these services. So we also have some additional, goodies and value additions that we are offering our clients. These are, number one, the Sortika Trivia. So the Sortika Trivia is in essence a competition to see how much people know about Sortika. So it requires people to actually, engage with the app, download the app, find out how it works. And to the extent that they're able to answer these questions correct, they can actually win a cash prize at the end of, and this happens on a weekly basis. The cool thing that we have on the application is Sortika Super Saver Challenge. So the Sortika Super Saver Challenge basically looks at savings rates for various people on the application. And when people hit certain targets on the application, they're basically rewarded, acknowledged, and recognized, and they can actually win rewards, cash rewards. I mean, for the first person on the Super Saver Challenge, they win a cash prize of 1,000 shillings plus 2,500 saving points. Second place would win 500 shillings plus 1,000 saving points, and the third saver would win 2,500 saving points. So we're doing this to incentivize people to take part in the savings opportunities on the application. And we will be launching a similar mechanism for the investment side of the application. And then finally, we have the Sortika Digital Academy, which you should all look forward to because we're launching it in partnership with the Nairobi Stock Exchange. And we have a very comprehensive lineup of 8 courses involved, with a curriculum and milestones and ways that you can interact with the practitioners, and you can do this from anywhere that you are. So we have courses ranging from corporate governance and governing of your company to what are derivatives, how do I invest in derivatives, to even the fundamentals of investing and what it is. And these are all courses licensed by the NSE. So look forward to these. And then finally, if you want to interact with us, you can easily find us on Facebook at Sortika App, on YouTube, Sortika App on YouTube. Twitter, we have our handle at Sortika A. And you can also get in touch with us through the application with our customer care team, or even on WhatsApp, through WhatsApp as well. And with that, I would like to thank you all for being, present for the presentation. And if you have any questions about any things that we've been able to speak about, kindly just send them over on a chat, and we will address them in the question and answer session coming up. So for now, I'd like to invite Gideon Gitonga. Definitely going to be an interesting conversation for all of you. So just give us a second. Gideon is coming up.
All right. Thank you very much, Ian. I think you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, I believe we can hear you well.
Yes. Yeah. So, Ian, thank you for the presentation. So, and thank you for those that have been able to attend our first webinar. And I think we are a young business that is trying to pick up. And we started this back in 2018. In 2018, when I was running an investment club, and we realized that we needed to be able to provide opportunities for the retail customer, and financial literacy was really an issue. And therefore, we decided to develop a solution that will really be able to help our people, one, become financially literate, number two, be able to participate in markets that they have not been able to participate before. And that journey has been where we've interacted with over 7,000 users on our application during our pilot period. That's from 2019 to 2020. And we have this is the fourth version of the application that we've been able to build, and the journey has been to understand what the customers are looking for. It has been to understand what the customers have been looking for, to understand what they need, and that journey has brought us now to where we are. Building an application has not been easy, and one of the biggest challenges that we've been having is to actually be able to get an investor on board who could help us get this message out there and help us be able to roll out this application to the public. And God has been faithful, and in the course of last year, we were able to get in an investor who was interested. And now this year, our focus is to ensure that our services are available to customers, and we're able to provide them proper support, and we're able to listen to what their needs are. So TICA basically, as Ian has been able to elaborate, encompasses the entire financial planning process and the investing process. And what we've done is, and we've been able to reduce that effort of saving, of investing, of financial management, debt management by over 60%. So it's now more easier for you to be able to access investment opportunities, more easier for you to do proper debt management, more easier for you to access other financial services that you couldn't, and now they are available to you and easy to use. So if you talk about one of our innovations, which is passive savings, we've made it so easy for you to save without even having to think about it. As we know, Kenya is a spending nation, and we spend close to 95% of our GDP. So every time you're spending now, you'll be able to save and be able to invest. Our other greatest innovation that we're proud of is the robo-advisor. Now, investing is very easy. It is as simple as you defining how much money you want to invest and for what return. And our system is able to select assets for you, assets that have not been made available to you. One, the NSE derivatives. Those are products that most of the retail customers are not able to involve themselves. We have the offshore investments. We have the equities market. These are now products that are easily accessible. The barrier of entry has been brought down, has been really been brought down. So it's easier for you to invest with small monies and much more faster. So this is the kind of a solution that Sortika has become, and this is the journey we would want to be able to work with our customers. We are young, we are learning, and we are yearning to grow. We are hungry to grow, and we hope that we can be able to build a critical mass of loyal customers that we can be able to grow with, even as we invest heavily into educating our retail customers, as we create partnerships with corporates of like-minded who are like-minded as us. So Ian, I think you've done a good presentation, and I think we'll be making these presentations and other things available. So back to you, Ian. Thank you.
Thank you, Gideon, for that brief on the project, and telling us a bit about the inspiration behind Sortika. I want to ask you one question. Maybe you can share with the crowd. what would you say is your mission and your vision and long-term goals for the application? Where do you see the application being in even 2, 3, 4 to 5 years?
Yeah, so basically our mission, Ian, is to be able to impact the financial well-being of our people and be able to help them become more stable. In essence, increasing household incomes. That is what we would want to see in the long run. I think I was inspired so much when I was in Singapore, where 98% of the population is financially literate, and 98% of them have insurance. 98%, they invest 37% of their income. The government invests 37% of the income on behalf of the citizens. They have invested in Fortune 500 companies, and they get back returns. So that's the kind of financial security I would want Sortika to play a huge role, especially in this decade. One of the things that we know is important for Vision 2030 for Kenya is that for the capital markets, one, will play a key role. Number two, for us to achieve Vision 2030, we have our national growth savings have to be at 25%. We are at only 4.5%. I see Sortika playing a key role in this decade in terms of enhancing our national growth savings, because we're going to make it easy. We are going to gamify people saving. We are going to provide incentives for people to actually be able to save money. And these are the most sustainable ways of increasing household incomes. When you're able to invest, when you're able to earn an extra income. And I think Corona has taught people that, because right now everybody is now thinking of how can my money work for me, because it may come a day when I'm no longer strong enough to actually be able to work. So how can I be able to earn passive income? So these are some of the solutions that we hope Sortika is able to play. Right now, we are looking at Kenya in the next 2 years. We already have a lot of interest as a company from countries outside the Kenya, more so in Africa. We see ourselves as an African solution, but we're also looking at Middle East, where we have quite a big middle class. So Middle East, Kenya, those are the areas that we see ourselves playing in the medium term. But this business, we are focusing on long term, developing solutions that are going to gel with the changes in technology, that are going to continue to make the investment effort much easier for our people. So that's the kind of a solution that we look at. We see as playing a key role in capital markets deepening within the country, and we see people loving our solution and people wanting to actually to be able to save. And this lies very well within our strategic plan. Number one, of gamifying the financial markets. Number two, creating content that is relevant, entertaining, that people would be able to relate with, that would really be able to enhance their ability to participate in this market. So we would want to demystify and ensure that at least 50 to 55% of our population is financially literate, and they're able to make proper savings and investment decisions moving forward. That's the role I see Sortika playing, and I see us as being a market leader in that specific niche, and in that particular space.
All right. Thank you for that comment. I think we understand the vision very clearly. So now I would like to invite one of our guests, one of our attendees and guest speaker. His name is Elvin Shijenje. He's representing Enterprise Mauritius, and I want to basically invite him on. If Elvin, maybe you could unmute your.
Hello, good evening. Thanks for joining and presenting about Sortika. As Ian have said, I'm a technical trade and investment consultant for the Economic Development Board of Mauritius, based in Nairobi. Basically, we promote trade, investments, and financial services between Kenya and Mauritius. Other than that, I'm also a financial advisor and a trainer. Now, what I like about the whole platform of Sortika is, if you look at Kenya and where we are in terms of a savings culture, we find that we are really lagging behind. I remember approximately, 2 years ago, at the end of 2018, we had a session with the Central Bank and KDIC, that's Kenya Deposit agency, and one of the things we were looking at is how many people have mattress accounts or save their money in mattress accounts. And you ask yourself, at that time, it was 252 billion Kenya shillings kept under mattress accounts, or so, thereabouts, as per the report by KDIC. And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that young people, business people, career people are putting in their mattress, and they could have used it to better themselves. So when you look at a platform like Sortika, which not only gives you information about savings and different financial instruments, it also provides you with a platform to just not save and keep your money there, no interest, but to earn some money out of it. And where we are going is to be able to be sustainable, and one of the things about having a savings, it gives you confidence. Yeah, you have money for a rainy day, you have money for emergencies, and there's a survey that says people who have saved money are happier, which is true. Just look recently at COVID, what is happening around the world, not only in Kenya. Those who have had savings were able to borrow some money to move, have been able to use that savings when either they have lost their job or they have needed extra cash. And with a platform like Sortika, you are able to you save the money, or you are able to invest that money and channel it into different financial instruments. Maybe hopefully they'll even help us get into digital currency and savings, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever else, alternative savings and investment mechanisms. So mine is to encourage those who are attending this webinar and just tell them that to get to the next level, one, you have to save, but more prudently, you have to invest at a minimum fee of 50,000, which you can save for. Remember, when you look at the lowest earners in Kenya right now, you're thinking about maybe 3,000 to 5,000. And saving does not does not respect what your paycheck is. Maybe you earn daily, maybe you earn monthly, maybe every quarter. Savings does not care, does not respect that. You can save your 5 shillings, you can save your 10 shillings, as long as you have a system, as long as you have somewhere to be able to refer to. You can use the investments that you're saving, whether it's a life investment, insurance, education policy, all those can be converted into cash if they have matured, and probably you need to change use. So having a platform that not only offers you those opportunities, but through the digital training offers you the financial acumen, the financial know-how to access what is there at the CMA, Capital Markets Authority, and the NSA through CMA through NSE, it is the next ballgame. So as we go forward, you look at where you need to be, and you get the sense that without an extra pool of money somewhere, you don't go far. So instead of having that pizza today at 600, why don't you save that 600 into the application and save it so that you can get the training? So you join the Sortika digital training. In Mauritius is what we'll call a premium in economy. In terms of GDP, it's over 10 times Kenya. And one of the things that the government and traders are doing is always investing. You can look at a small country that is roughly, it takes you 4 hours from one day to another. And when you look at population, Nairobi has a higher population than Mauritius, which is at about 1.3, 1.4. And you ask yourself, how have these guys been able to become an economic powerhouse in Africa? How are they able to channel so much funding? And if you are Kenyans, you know that a lot of funds come via Mauritius and everything. What gives them the confidence is one, the issue of training, of knowledge. Two, the issue of financial prudence. Yeah. So for you to get what you want, whether it's a house, whether it's a better career, whether it's you have to save. Why not save and invest rather than having your mattress account? We move and you move your friends to a platform where you can save. Look at the platform that they're offering for peer-to-peer lending or a chama with goals. Get your chama of 10 or 3 guys, 4 guys, set up a goal over the application and target to buy a financial instrument. You can look at the treasury bills. You can look at probably an insurance plan or something for your business, for anything. And it will not only boost your credit rating, it will get you into the mode of saving and you'll go far. So in a nutshell, we look forward as myself and Afri Data Tech, one of the consulting firms that we are with, to partner with Sortika to take you to the next level, to bring these training modules to the people. I think the beauty about this application is it targets anybody, be it a business person, be it a company. You can have your employees or whatever have the Sortika app, and they save towards maybe paying the ANHIF, the insurance. They save towards a rainy day fund. So the most important thing is to be able to become financially savvy, to be able to have extra income, to be able to have peace at night. If you look, there's a survey that was also run. How many people have 100,000 in their account? If I can even ask the participants, you don't have to raise your hand or anything. Just ask yourself, how many of you have at least 100,000 in your account, be it savings or current account that you can access right now? Not very many. We are looking at probably maximum 10%, even less than 10% of the Kenyan employed have at any given day 100,000 Kenya shillings in their account. And why were they asking a simple question about 100,000? Look at the cost of life, or of living. Look at cost of healthcare. So yes, you're earning, you don't save, you're always spending, When you get into a challenge, what happens? It's a harambe. It's you are getting stress on top of the other stress that you have in terms of looking for money. So if you start small, be it 50 shillings, be it 1,000, be it even 10 shillings, whatever minimum amount you have that you can save, whether daily, whether monthly, you go far. And education about it helps you know how to do it. Practice makes you perfect. It becomes a habit that every time you earn something, you save. My parents and my grandparents used to have a saying that says "Kula tano weka tano." I don't know how many of us practice it, but with the digital solutions that we have, probably you'll see that you can be able to on your own Bitcoin or whatever, and it will motivate people to do it. So saving is good. Educating people about saving is good. Having fun saving and investing is good. But the most important thing is when you get the results of the saving, when you're able to buy that house or that car, or probably get that education, get insurance for your kid, maybe boost the business with some stock through the saving, then life can only become better despite the economic situation, despite COVID, despite many other things. So let's save. We look forward to the next webinar. I think one of the most important things going forward, and we will be actively pushing from our end, is to have more of these info sessions, have more experts come on board to talk to you about what solutions are there, why they are the best alternative to what you're already doing. And if you can move, because everybody's going digital, move from your mattress bank to an application, reduce the tendency of getting mobile loans from all these other mobile lenders who charge you a very exorbitant 20, 15, 30% interest on short-term loans, and you're able to plan yourself and do better. So from our end, we say that congratulations to Sortika and the team. We look forward to supporting you going forward. We look forward to building on the training modules that you have, so that whether it's targeting students or people who are working, or even people who have not reached the certain level of education, let's say, you are able to educate them on the ground and they're able to use this platform. Of course, there is a campaign about guys going into what we call from Kabambe to smartphones. So majority of the Kenyans are going to be there. That's a very big population. If we have even 3% or 10% of all the people who are accessing mobile internet have Sortika, and you're able to train both digital and physical, you'll go far. So unless anybody has a question, I'll leave it at that. And thank you very much.
All right. Yes, I'd like to thank Elvin very much for that brilliant commentary. We will actually be working with Elvin very closely on the trainings that we are going to be doing in partnership with the NSC. And soon enough, hopefully you'll find us in an institution, a university, or maybe even in your corporate offices, training people and enhancing their knowledge in financial matters and matters of entrepreneurship as well. So Elvin, I would like to thank you very much. That was great. I'd also like to thank everybody who has taken part, who has attended our first webinar. We really appreciate your input and your support on this journey. We're looking to have more and more of these going forward. In fact, the next one will be happening next week on Wednesday, where we will invite one of our investment managers, asset management companies, to come and speak to people about what investment products you have available for people and why it's important to invest. So be sure to to sign up for that. And if we were going to open up for a question and answer session, but I think in the interest of time, we will just have to wrap up the discussion. And then any questions that people may have, we feel free to get in touch with us. We have our email addresses. We have our customer care service person open, ready to talk. And we also on WhatsApp, so you can chat us on WhatsApp as well. So that being said, I want to bid everyone on this webinar a great evening, and to remind you that financial literacy, financial management, these are all things that should be our responsibility. Not the responsibility of a third party, a bank somewhere. These are things that we should be able to take charge of ourselves and be able to empower ourselves in that way economically. So that being said, thank you everyone, and have a great evening. We shall see you soon on the next one. Take care, everyone.